Hear me?
Yep, I hear you loud and clear. We are live on YouTube for the Truman Show. Another episode with Mark Queen. How are you, Mark?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
It's good
Pleasure to have you
being
here.
here with you.
Yeah, it's always a great pleasure to share vibes with you all the time. We
Thank
were
you.
supposed to have Jennifer with us. She might join anytime soon. So, yeah, today we're going to talk about mind control, especially I want to really focus on mind control and also explain people that the Truman Show is not and will never ever gonna be a distraction show just
Yes.
to talk about cookies, milk, cats, and dogs and stuff like that. Like I'm not about distraction. I'm about truth. I stand for truth. And that's what I stand for. I don't stand for distraction. I starved my distraction. That's what I did for the last 2 years. I starved them. So, do you honestly think I come on YouTube to have distraction and to cause distraction? No, not at all. So I just want to be very, very clear that I will not deal with cats and dogs upon the lion corner. And that's it. We're just shining bright and we just first of all doing that show is not it's not to make a show. It's not to show off. It's to exchange vibration with Mar and other invite that I have often. So it's a more like it's very important. Me and Mar find that very important that we get together like that because that's the continuum of the vibration, also the flow of vibration that we cannot stop. Like it's very important to get together. Also for our own psyche, and not only for putting a show on YouTube. Like I can care less how many subscribers there's to that show or that channel or my Motivation Academy channel. I always did that for myself at first, so I'm not gonna create distraction with that. So Mar, mind control.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
the distraction that is happening also in our movement, which is letting people know about not only the shape of our Earth, but also who we are, and everything that is connected to that, whether being the intelligent design or evolution and the Big Bang and all that. It is very, very important. Yet there is a very strong step into human awakening. So of course there's going to be tons of distraction, and as we see in this movement, there are many videos, there are many shows that are just about distraction and talking dogs and cats and this and that, and being very superficial. Also, it is a Hollywood design. Look, if they can put the moon landings on the Hollywood stage, they're not going to put the flat earth movement or the multidimensional plane earth geocentric movement on a show and distract everyone into the stages of Hollywood, and make the superficiality more real than the realness. So that's why we're here. And I was just talking on a video about mind control, and it's amazing that you vibe with the same thing. Mind control is huge. I feel like I am swimming in this waters that are like gel. They're not waters. It's not flowing. It's like gelatin. You have to fly through or swim through, because it's the gelatin of mind control that is happening at very early stages of life, even when you're in your mother's womb.
If you then the mind control me the way to realize you've been mind controlled, first of all, you have to wake up. If you're not waking up, you're never going to realize it. And all we're saying is going to sound very strange to you. But once you wake up to the reality of the world you live in, you realize that you've been mind controlled. It's easy to emancipate yourself from that mental slavery, but you have to be conscious that you've been mind controlled. I don't think there's anyone, and I was reflecting on that the other day. When I entered the classroom in first grade, I don't think anyone didn't ask themselves question about people holding at the bottom of that sphere or the water, or as a kid we all ask ourselves the question. It didn't sound right entering the class seeing that ball, how people hold, and in all our heads being young, it didn't make sense. But we've been programmed some kind of a veil in front of us because I experience it myself. That's why I come on YouTube and talk about it, because it's so. The other day, I had a friend that come in on my Facebook and start telling me why you believe in all these illogic things. You know, to tell you at what point the programming goes deep, he was watching the video that Ivar did, Flat Earth Final Warning NASA with Jake. And he watched that video. And if you watch that video and you don't ask yourself at least a little question, you don't question a little bit your reality, man, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to tell you. He came and told me that I believe in illogic things. And it's like, man, don't you realize there's over 5 million videos on YouTube? Like, I know that. And what? That's another thing, MR. People believe that because things end up on YouTube, it's crap. Like, oh, you, where did you find out? Oh, on YouTube. Oh, it's crap. It's no good. It's okay. So why the music is crap on YouTube? The how to fix your car is crap. Like that's the place we have to exchange with each other. But now there is people creating all kinds of shows, yeah, just for distraction, just to talk about any nonsense subject, non-relevant to the elevation of the mind. We have to elevate the consciousness of this plane. Without elevating the consciousness, we go nowhere. And when you get trapped into those shows that, like I can name them, but I'm not gonna start that because I'm not into this kind of bashing stuff. But there, you know, the people I'm talking about that watching that know who I'm talking about. No need to go and extrapolate in that, but
Well,
there's so many.
most people are looking at YouTube videos of all kinds of things. They look at YouTube videos of NASA.
Yeah.
They look at the YouTube videos of what the type of things they're doing on Mars and everything. But then, as soon as you tell them a name of a video to go and see some of the facts about why we are living on a geocentric, most amazing Earth, they say, "Oh, that's your only proof." A video from YouTube. So yeah, I hear you. That's very
That
important.
in your eyes, like for sure, I'm not counting only on videos on YouTube to explore the world I live in. I use my eyes, and every day I get outside and I notice things, and I, especially at night, I love stargazing and looking at the stars and try to find sense and all this, because if you look at astrology and all that, often it's man-made, so people interpret it the way they want, but to me, it's celestial bodies. Like it's divine. It has something to do with us. Like it's all. But as above, so below. But the mind control goes so deep that. Yeah, now I get this guy Eric that came on my Facebook and started telling me he was worried about me. He told me he was worried about me. But I go on his Facebook page and all you see is horror movies, like faces and all low vibration stuff. I'm like, wow, you don't like. I don't know. It's like we live in a. It's like once you're awake, you live in a complete different world. It's and only the people that vibe on the same level as you that you can really exchange thought and vibration, because the other people are so close-minded that it's hard to get something across. Sometimes just a little bit conscious with them, and they just snap and turn the conversation into nonsense very often.
Well, going back to mind control, I was talking last night about it, that how it goes all the way to Rome, and how Vatican is so involved with this. I mean, Vatican, the Pope, the Black Pope that no one knows about, and how they are working together with the United Kingdom royal family, and how they are, hand to hand with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, controlling every step of human consciousness behind the closed doors in Hollywood stages, set up studios with their huge Hubble telescopes, and I was also watching some stuff that how Vatican has the biggest telescopes.
They own everything. They own all the
They
big
own
telescope on Earth.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like how they have decided to keep us in the darkest zone, and that it is actually a revolution. It is our revolution to wake up from that gelatinous control of the mind, which is the government, which is the control of your mind, and how to bring it to the table of humanity, that look, the control of your mind is not separated from the way you live, the way you pay your mortgage, the way you pay your taxes, the way you're enslaved into the system all the way until you're 70, and then maybe at 70 you have some freedom, and then where is your freedom really? I mean, if you're not even open to know that this earth has no movement, it has no movement. I mean, that's the first step into our human awakening, because if we are moving and we are on a ball, we are living in a made up, very psychotic, made up dream. And
Yeah.
we have to wake up and see how our children being controlled, how our men being circumcised, how we're all being vaccinated, what is going into our bodies, what is calcifying our pineal glands, how we cannot think. It is mind control beyond imagination.
Yeah, and first of all, the parents should, everyone that has children should. Why do you think I do that, Mar? I do that for my children. I don't do that only for myself. I want my children to pass on the message, and everybody that has children should make them aware of that reality. And then, it's crazy because I have my kids going to school. The indoctrination and the mind control starts young. They start them when they're young. They are bringing them to the Cosmodome in Laval, $350 for a weekend of indoctrination to mind, just to put some stuff in your mind that's totally irrelevant, planets and non-fake space and stuff like that. So it starts young, but we have to tell the children the truth. It's without telling the children the truth, we're not gonna go nowhere, because those are the ones that are going to do something in the future. Like I said, the world is going to change. It's meant to change. That
Yeah.
system will fall. But we have to tell the children the truth and stop brainwashing them. And the teachers, if teachers listen to that, wake up, wake up. Like, you have a potential, an enormous potential to change the world. First of all, it's the teachers, if they wake up. But, I mean, we need a mass awakening, but not that much. Maybe 20% of the population, and we should be good to have a good thing going. But for sure, this YouTube thing is helping for sure. But once they start, like, we cannot think for 1 second that the flat Earth Society is not on YouTube. They are there. They are in our face, like Ivar did in his last video. The Flat Earth Society has been created to discredit the flat earth in the first place, and they are in our face, like they are here. Don't think they're not there. They're recruiting big time, and now they're putting their plan and fast forward. I see the same thing.
And the nice thing about this is that you can't really get away from it anymore. When you know about, when once your reality shifts, it's very hard to be away from it. Like, even
Yeah.
sometimes for me, I feel okay, well, maybe I need to focus on something else right now. I have been focusing on this too long, but it's like, how could I ever get away from this? This is so important.
This is what the other day I was reflecting. I was like, okay, how can I ever, like, I got into this YouTube thing. I can never stop now. I can never stop, because what? I'm just going to go back to the state I was, the brainwash state, and with the veil. And the worst is they keep you in a cage. They keep you in a cage. And that old YouTube psyop thing is to keep you in a mental cage also, to never reach your full potential. Like, they want to keep you so distracted, so absorbed by the videos, by the shows, so you don't even have time to think for yourself or realizing your dream, like I'm doing, like you're doing, like we discussed about. We have a lot of plans and stuff. But yeah, it's like this whole, that's where I think this whole psyop thing takes place. Because if we all start living our dreams on this plane, whoa, like, it's gonna, for sure. How do you think the world is what it is? Because people had dreams to construct a car, had dream to build roads, had dream to, like, we build the society. We are the society. But we let go of our power, and we let ourselves being brainwashed and mind controlled. Like, there's no tomorrow. And now you even try to show, like, I'm starting to upload video on Facebook now to really get to to them because I find YouTube, sometimes they don't go there. So now I take my video on YouTube and I upload them on Facebook. Maybe if they scroll to it, but now they tell me that I'm the brainwashed one, and it's crazy how the programming goes deep. And do I look brainwashed? Do I look not happy? Do I look like I don't come out of love? I don't have love in my heart. I don't show it. What? You don't like it, this
Well,
world is a very strange world. It's a very strange world.
and we have contributed in to being a very strange
Yeah,
world, because if we are very politically minded and we are absolutely refusing to at least look at this very very important data, then we are not all the way there. We are not even political. We are not even activated in that way. And also, if we are into flat earth, yet we are cheering up for the candidates for presidency in the United States, or when the system creates another war, we're just sitting down and watching it as if like we're powerless beings and there's nothing we can do about anything. So what do we think we can do about this consciousness that is coming up? This movement, the plain earth geocentric movement, is about personal empowerment. And
exactly,
the personal
exactly.
empowerment is awakening to the fact that we have a choice and we are very powerful beings. And the only reason that they're keeping us in the globe model is to disempower us, is to keep us in slavery, is to keep us in a limited mind, is to be able to vaccinate mass populations and spray toxic material on all of us without anyone ever questioning it or do anything. Or the most is that most people just say, you know what, I will only do something about what I can do. And what is it you can do? Just live a normal life within the same system that enslaves you. So this is about personal empowerment. This is about each other empowerment. This is about empowering humanity to wake up to the fact that we are the gods that we were supposed to be, and we are
Jalev,
the stewards of this plane. We have to save the people on this plane and shift the
Jalev,
reality.
Jalev, children, Jalev,
Jaw lives.
Jalev.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Mar? There's another thing too. If flat Earth is a big word, but at least if you talk about it, to me, if you talk about flat Earth, that means you can think for yourself. Like you have given up the indoctrination and you started thinking for yourself. Like it's very very important to start thinking for yourself and realizing that you are more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. It's crazy once you start. And even me, I'm just at a fraction of my potential. Like it's crazy. I'm just worried. This YouTube thing is also to work on myself, just like you. It's very important. That's the best work you're gonna do in your life is work on yourself and get out that programming. Because once you pull out that Babylonian plug that you've been put in, life becomes so much easier. Like everything is just, I don't know, I don't need anything anymore. The more conscious you become, the less you need. Like, I don't know, I don't need material. I don't need, I don't know, I just need to connect with people and share my love and share the vibration. And I think that's what everybody should
Yeah, and you're doing a
focus on.
great job. I feel sad that Jennifer didn't come on.
Yeah.
Yet her last video was so potent because it was talking about, look, we can talk about this as long as we want, but if it doesn't go into action, some type of action that we actually shift the pattern that is happening on Earth, it's not going to be that easy.
That's it, and that's why it's good to make shows on YouTube and stuff like that. But we really have to start also taking action, like outside of YouTube, and either it's on like there's social media is great to get to people for sure, but I mean go outside like you did on stage. Don't be afraid and speak out like. I did. I went on the top of Mont Royal, interview people once, and we have to really get into the Patrix programming and the hacking it to really be able to cancel it and come
So
to it.
Yeah, since I have you here, it's like, how is it possible, Yannick? How is it possible that these people have taken such a control on our over our consciousness? I mean, this is not a joke. These are like millions of people being in a mass hypnosis, and they have no idea that they're living in a hypnosis. I mean, how these dark, small, hearted people uh,
Yeah.
took control of the entire humanity. This is not a joke.
This is a real example of the mind control I'm going to read you here. It's the Eric Gérald Lemire, one of my old friend from Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Okay, he came on my Facebook. And anyway, he started like that. And I told him I was going to talk to him on YouTube because it's too hilarious. He's totally out of it. So he started telling me, he said, what happened? He wrote in French, what happened when you get to the end of that famous flat earth? He said, what? You fall into the deepness, you fall into the emptiness, or you light up another joint. Like, I was like, okay, you start like that. So I said, I think I'm gonna go do a little tour in Trois-Rivières soon to talk to you. Then he started telling me that it's. I said I will not debate. It's not something I will debate with anyone unless you show me the freaking curve or a picture of your big blue ball floating in fake space. Like, unless there's no debate, and that's what people have to understand. Now they're trying to create debate, flat Earth, globe Earth. There's no debate because nobody knows. There's no debate.
It's
There's
all
no debate.
theory. It's all theory on the other
It's all
side.
theory. Nobody knows if it's how far it goes. Nobody knows. Everybody's just speculating, but it's bringing us different insight for sure. It's good to have different point of views. But I mean, nobody knows if it's, but it's not round. It's impossible to be round. Wake up. It's impossible to be round. But how far, like just geometrically and logically, it's impossible to be round. So, how
Well,
do
it is round in another way. It could be that the plane
no, I
is
mean the
round.
sphere. I mean a sphere. I mean a
Yeah.
sphere. It's round, but yeah, it's round, but not in a sphere. Like it's not a globe. Like, it's not a
Yeah.
globe. Like
And even the flat earth maps that we see from before, some people say it has corners, or it is a square, or it is a circle. But what makes sense is because the sun spirals on top of the earth in circles. It is very, very possible that the flat earth is a circle, because the sun only melts the wall as much as it goes that far, and then we have no idea how far this wall goes.
and
Am I?
and
Am
even
I?
yeah, that's it. And even after coming out like this and exposing stuff, to me it should be very very clear. Just to go back a bit to the mind control thing, that if we expose you the fact and you don't even question what you've been told. What? You're a zombie? You cannot think for yourself? You cannot. Like, what's stopping you from thinking? What? You're afraid to lose your big blue ball? What's the big thing? What's the big thing with losing the big blue ball? People explain me that because I don't get it. It's like we're tearing down the blue ball. Okay, but it's for something greater. It's the greatest shift in consciousness for humanity. That's what it is. We're not losing anything. We're gaining something.
It's
We're
it's
gaining in
about
consciousness, first of all.
Yeah, it's all about comfort level.
Yeah.
Humanity is very, very comfortable staying in the gel of conditioning. The gel of the conditioning is very, very thick, and it's very, very limiting. And you actually have to go against the norm and the ordinary in order to wake up. And that's what people, no one in the world, you want to have your mundane, ordinary comforts and not to lose that. And it's a scary, like my family, it's too scary for them if their reality shifts. And then the maximum they want to deal with it is like, so what? It doesn't matter the shape.
It's like, yeah, but no, it does matter. I said it. I did a video on that. What does the shape matter? Want me to
Exactly.
tell you what the shape matter? I'll tell you what the shape matter. Like,
I know. I saw your video. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that video.
But I'm gonna make some more. Like my next one is why we're all divided. Like I don't care you're a concave, flat earther, blah 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 blah. Which model you believe in? The fact is, we are the center of creation, and we're all divine, and we're all waking up to a new reality that is happening right here, right now. It's not 10 years ago, 10 years in the future. It's right here, right now that we're all waking up. And the more reggae people I get in touch with, reggae singers, and I exchange the vibes, and they're all, yeah, there's a greater awakening in general population because like I said, I always thought it was more the Rasta people, but now it's the general population that's awakening. That's why it's fantastic to see that system go down. We're all waking up as one. We're all rising as one, and that's what's wonderful. And me, I love it. I love to see it. But when I see people on YouTube that as time, they take time to go put their comment on every single video that come out on YouTube just to piss like cats and dogs, and after they leave, what the heck is that? What the heck is that? What does that show to people that come to YouTube and start discovering the flat earth, and that they might not end up on Yannick at start to wake them up or more? They end up on those kind of people. It's just pushing them away. So that's why we have to really, really keep doing it, and really, like me, I'm not about distraction and stuff. So no, I'm fed up of that. I'm fed up. I have to speak out more because I see the pattern. I've been on YouTube for a while now. I see what's going on. You know, I've been on YouTube. I've done 1,000 video on YouTube, and it's weird.
Yes. Yes,
Not
about the
many.
one thing about the concave flat Earth, there cannot be any existence of a concave flat Earth. If it cannot be convex, it cannot be concave also, because it's all about the curvature of the waters. There is no curved waters all up or down. Let's
There's the,
clarify that one first. All the waters. I was just in the airplane. Oh my goodness! You look at the body of the millions of tons of water, and you're shocked at yourself. How could I ever believed in the past that this water, this body of water, was curving underneath me? It's like this is
you know,
unbelievable. The
you,
psychosis. That's why I
Mar,
call it. I call it the globe psychosis.
yeah, Mar. You know what? It's not even that we didn't know, or is we never thought about questioning it. We never thought about questioning it. That's
No,
all it is. I've never in my life thought, oh, why? Why would they lie to me about the shape of the earth? Come on. They lie to us about all kinds of things. But hey, they lie to us on every freaking level. This system is evil. It's the Babylon system. It's got to be tear down. It's got to be tear down. But it's only us that's going to do it and nobody else. That's why it's very, very important to stop that mind control. Even on YouTube, we have to call them out and really, because it's not gonna destroy it because it's never gonna go away, that thing. But I mean, it's just gonna be harder to, like, they're making sure that people really stay in low consciousness. That's what I mean. Like,
well, any conscious movements all over the earth have been destroyed
yeah,
exactly by the same powers that are keeping us in the biggest illusions of all time. All the people's movements, all the liberation movements all over the world have always been subdued and killed. And the Occupy movement in the United States got killed. And here we go, the flat earth movement, which is nothing new. I mean, when you look at the maps of 1945, you see that the Navy and the Army used those maps for navigations and war planning. It's like, what? Of course they're using that. And then you talk to pilots and they say, oh, no, 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 the only reason we go to the north, which is the center of the earth, the only reason we go to the north is because it's easier to arc around a spheric. I mean, they don't even know. People constantly ask, well, do you guys think that all the people that work for NASA or all the pilots that are involved with chemtrails and everything, they know about that and they
No,
don't want us to
no,
know? It's like, no, they don't.
no,
The
they don't.
top is secret. This is secret government. That's why it's called secret government. All their decisions happen behind closed doors, and they're very, very organized in their way of not allowing us to know anything.
Yeah,
Bless
and
you.
the mind
Bless you.
control. That's it. These, like me, I woke up at 40 and I wasn't indoctrinated. Like I've never been to university to be indoctrinated in the system as far as some people went to end up in those kind of position. But if you are a pilot and like you don't, it's very possible that you don't see it if you don't question it. Because you've
Exactly.
been programmed. You're like a robot. You're like a robot for them. You're doing the job. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You don't question authority. You don't question what you've been taught, and that's perfect. Just take your plane and go drop those chemicals in the air. You
Yeah,
don't.
and you're working for the system the same way that you're living in the system when you constantly obey the laws of the system, paying your taxes, vaccinating your kids. So, and it's like there's no end to it. You could be a flat earther, but you're taking all the pharmaceuticals from the same system. You're supporting the GMO foods. I mean, come on, they're all connected. They're all interconnected. And what they're doing with the bloodshed and the sacrifice, which is the sign of the evil force, the sacrifice, bloodshedding. Yeah, it's like by killing billions of animals all over the world annually, and their religion or and their food consumption, they're all connected. This is a part of human awakening. We cannot continue the same rotten, really messed up ways of living on this earth, but then be very proud that, oh, now we know about the flat earth. It's all interconnected.
It's
we
all
if
interconnected.
if we learn about the flat earth, then we will rise up and stand up for everything else that's happening on earth.
Exactly.
Everything else. We cannot take the abuse anymore.
Exactly, because you realize once you open your mind to the fact that you don't live on a big blue ball, you realize everything else is a lie. We live in a world of deceit. That's what it is. It's there's these maniacs are creating a stage event after stage event just to enforce their agenda, just to make sure they have an enemy. Like they want to always create a psychological enemy. So they make sure the enemy is always there. So in our mind, we always live in fear of an enemy or something happening. If it's not the weather that they try to scare us, it's with the bombs or something else.
Well, right
It's
now,
a
Vatican is working on the extraterrestrial invasion. So they are talking about all over. It's all over
oh my
the
god.
news that how the extraterrestrials are now going to invade the world. And here we go, humanity gang up together. We are going to defend you against the extraterrestrial invasion. And people just go into that mass hypnosis and say, oh, yeah, protect us, please, please, more police everywhere. And no one sees that the police is only a part of the fascist governments that are controlling the entire humanity. Why should be all the guns in the hands of the worst people? I mean, the most psychotically run people are having all the guns, and not even the guns, they have the most important explosives. I mean, they can explode atomic bombs. Well, whether that's true or not. But you know what? The more
Yeah.
that is going on, I'm starting to believe more in Eric Dubé's stand on this whole thing. I mean, the guy is bringing up a lot of information, even though they say he's a psyop and but he shouldn't mix this up with the other things. Yet we have to know the
Yeah.
system that is
If
controlling us.
if they lied on the globe, they could have lied on the Holocaust. They could have lied on anything else. Come on. Me,
Well,
I'm not saying
especially the
Hitler. I'm not
light.
preaching Hitler, but I mean, me, I question everything I've been taught, and especially who told us that Hitler was this, and it's them. So the winner writes history for sure. So
It's
we
not
have to
even about Hitler. It's about that what happened in
yeah,
Germany in World War II was a complete elite
yeah,
agenda that happened. It had nothing to do with the Jews. It had nothing to do with Hitler was probably just another puppet, just doing their thing too. We don't know
yeah.
that,
It was a
but
stage event, like another
yeah,
any.
but
Yeah.
whatever they told us is not true. And here we go. I mean, look who is ruling. Look who is
For,
ruling.
for sure, the where I say that psyop takes place is Hitler was just a puppet, like to expose him as being the greatest man of humanity. I doubt that. Like to me, was just another puppet, but the that's it. There's a system in place that's making sure, you know, follow the money, follow the money. It's not hard. Follow the money, and you're gonna see the whole scheme. All roads leads to Rome. That's
Yes.
we all say that. My mother always told me that. Toutes les chemins mènent à Rome. Toutes les chemins mènent à Rome. Yannick, toutes les chemins. Like why we say all those things? Like even the moonlight. We say the moonlight in conversation, then argue that the moon has no light. Hello, like we all have this in the vocabulary, but we all deny it for some reason because we've been programmed to deny everything and just live in a cage and never just make a nation of worker. Don't make a nation of thinker. Whoa, don't bring people to start thinking. No, make them work, keep the herd busy so they have no time to think. That's all it is, and it's the same on YouTube. Keep the herd busy so they have no time to think. Put so much video out there. That's why now they're promoting, oh, it's 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, because the more distraction there is, the more video there is to watch, the less you go outside and you start experiencing it live for what it is and manifesting your greatness and living your dream. That's my main message.
Yes.
Rise and shine, live your dreams. It's an empowerment. That's an empowerment, the flat earth. It's not just something like we're not like leaf in the wind. It gave me empowerment. Look at me, I'm on YouTube. Do you think I go on YouTube to make the clown and just to make a show to look fun, just to look? I don't care about my image. I smoked fucking joint yesterday night with fucking Dixon Reggae on my show. I don't care about the image. I'm about the truth.
Well,
Like,
tell me, because if you weren't
I'm so
about the
fed up,
truth,
Mars. Sometimes it's so illogic. The world, the way people think, it's crazy. I mean, I rant sometimes.
that's good. That's well, I see your purity of your heart, and
Yeah,
that's why I'm here, and your clear intention of really feeling for humanity, and that's why I'm here. And I have a question for
you know
you.
what?
What
The
did
other day,
what
you
did
know what? Hold on, Mar. Just something. My deep feeling for humanity. You know how far it goes. The other morning, I was alone here in my basement, and I was playing a song of Bob Marley, Babylon System, and I was crying during the song. I was crying because
Yes.
to me, it's such a shame, first of all, for myself that I didn't wake up before to that. Like not that I blame myself to the extent that I live in regret, but I live in the present moment fully. But I mean, why did I not see it before? I've been told about it. Bob told me since I'm 15-year-old that the whole Babylon system is corrupt and it's made and slave, and they're blasting spaceship million miles from reality, and they have no care for us. I heard it all my life, but I never woke up. Never until
Well,
I don't know, until I see until I started doing research on Babylon. That's what I said brought me to the flat earth. But it's nobody. Also, you have to understand, I'm not on YouTube because someone told me to go on YouTube. No, I'm on YouTube because I discovered it by myself.
yes, yes. And you're crying as a man is
Yeah.
very, 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 very essential part
Sorry.
of your feeling and your awakening. And that's another thing that the men of the world are separated from, and from being able to express emotions in the radical ways, whether it's crying or being
Yeah.
angry and being upset about the systems that are controlling us.
But
So thank you for at least being honest with your feelings.
oh,
And
yeah.
I wanted to
Some,
ask.
because sometimes like I know I'm blessed in that journey. I know me. I feel like I saw like I was explaining to Ijalan Torres this morning. I saw the light. I cannot do this without having God in my heart. It's impossible. I don't know. To me, it's just a force that's driving you to do greater and greater things day after day. It's like I don't believe it's a white man sitting in the cloud or something like that. It's
Of
just a
course
force.
not.
It's
Of
a
course
force
not.
that when you attach to it, it just attached to every other vibrational force that there is to help you manifest your dream. And so once you start taking action, like look, I was manager in a plastic company before. I wasn't on YouTube. Now I started opening my heart. First of all, discovering that where I don't live on the big blue ball. So just that was like, woo, massive mind enlightenment. I was like, I seen God. It's like I suddenly, it's like I became God. That's what happened. Suddenly, I became God because man awaken is God. Like it's
Yeah.
not hard. It's you just have to awake yourself. Man or woman awaken is God. This is, we create the reality, but I don't know. Mar, the programming goes so deep, the mind control that everybody forget about that. They just go on with the programming that we've been.
Well, yeah, exactly. Even before the globe psychosis,
Yeah.
there is this other psychosis that you just mentioned, and that is humanity not knowing that we are gods, and we are the impression of God living on earth. Actually, someone wrote under one of my videos and said, "How dare you that you're so off by saying that we are God, because God is separated from its creation." And you see right there, that's where the separation comes. That's where the evil just walks in.
Evil is the destruction. The purpose of evil is the destruction of purpose.
Yes,
Like that's why they tell you you live on a big Milky Way galaxy because you have no purpose. You're a random little speck, but it's all but once you realize, man, it's not hard to realize. You just have to do a little bit of work on yourself, open your mind, do a bit of research, a bit of YouTube, reading books or whatever. Something that's because, and after go outside and use your eyes because that's the best thing you have. Your best connection is your connection to source is your senses.
exactly. Yannick, could you not put your hands on your computer because it shakes the computer and it
Does it?
shakes your awesome image? Okay, that's better. You can move your hands in the space.
Yeah,
So
but I need to put my hand somewhere. I like to. I
in
don't
the
know.
air, that's awesome. Just express your emotions. That's awesome. I wanted to ask you this question, and that was, how did your mom know that it all goes back to Rome? And what was it about Rome that continued up to this date? What do you know about it?
Me growing up, there's a lot of expression in French that we have, like toutes les chemins mènent à Rome. And but people say those expressions without even knowing what it really mean. Like this is, and you go, and after that you go like toutes les chemins mènent à Rome. Every road leads to Rome. It's very clear. It's like we are controlled by the Vatican, the Black Pope, the Jesuit, all those maniacs that tries to make you believe that they are representative of God and they are acting as God represented when it's freaking bullshit. It's just how can they be more representative of God than me? Why?
Exactly.
Why?
And also
What the
Vatican.
Pope has more than me? A man is just a man. What the Pope has more than me? I don't consider the Pope higher than me or whatever. To me, a man is just a man. So they're putting themselves on pedestal. And humanity, because humanity has let go of their power so much that now they look outside of themselves for greatness. That's why we all go to shows, to concerts, to all distraction events, or because we look up to those people because it represents greatness. We know that we could be that person on stage because we have that greatness inside, but because we're trapped and we're never freaking eliminating our mind, we stay trapped in that state of mind and we never realize our greatness. But I'm not different than Perfect Gizmani. I'm not, and you look at him on stage, he's a real bomb on stage, the guy, but I communicate like anyway. I
Okay.
don't consider him higher than me or anything. I talk to him every day. My man is just a man. Like, it's
Well, the Vatican doesn't think that way, and the Vatican has put itself over and above
yeah,
humanity. That's why the Vatican City has no laws anywhere of anywhere. It has its own laws for itself, and all the pedophile circles of children being sold all over the world for the Vatican use. It's, I mean, do we know about all that? I mean,
yeah,
are we researching any of that? I mean, this satanic system that is controlling our media, our news. It's controlling our school systems. It's controlling
it's gang.
everything,
It's gang.
everything.
We're led by gang. You have the Vatican gang, the financial gang, the all kinds of gang. I have them on a piece of paper. There's also the protocols of the elders of Zion. They tell you everything step by step, their plan to enforce human slave and slavery and everything. So it's all detailed. If you do a bit of research on Jesuit, on Black Pope and stuff like that, and Vatican and the elders, protocols of the elders of Zion, you're gonna find all kinds.
Yeah,
I exposed all that on my channel.
yeah.
Motivation Academy, I have all kinds of video about that. I exposed everything. So for sure, there's a like David Icke. Just take for example David Icke. I was following him at the beginning because until he started talking about reptilian that I got off. But I mean, his message is pretty much accurate. Like we all live in an eggshell, and it's been designed that way.
Yeah, it has been designed that way, and we are letting this happen by
Oh,
not
not anymore.
owning,
Not
by,
us. Not anymore.
yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, we have to completely own it inside that these people have no power over us and their conditioning. Because you see, some of the conditioning and the mind control also is very subliminal. You don't even know that it's
It's all
happening.
subliminal. That's what I was explaining my kids the other day. I passed this summer. I'm gonna take my kids outside with me. We're gonna make a video how to explain. I'm gonna explain it to my children, the whole thing, and because I just want people to realize it's not hard. Even my children picks it up like nothing. But we've been anyway. Go ahead. I cut you off again.
No, you didn't. You
Okay.
were fine.
I cut
Yeah. Yeah. I think the only thing I was talking about is
you
the
off.
subliminal
Yeah, the
programming is
subliminal.
it's so deep. It's so deep, and
Uh,
it's even on the sides of our computer pages. It's in the electrical vibrations and the electromagnetic fields that's coming to us. It's in the harp. Most people don't even have any idea about what harp is. Harp is the system of Tesla that was stolen from humanity,
yeah.
but now it's used by the government to effect the tsunamis and create weather manipulation in hands with chemtrails. Yet at the same time, also the mind manipulation right here, because it's electromagnetic fields. Our brain at the most microscopic level, it's only molecules and charged particles.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy. All those, there's so much to like. And I don't think they're, but yeah, conspiracy for sure. They're a conspiracy. But there's a lot to explore, to look at, to see the big picture. Like you have to connect all the dots. Yeah, but the flat Earth is a great start to massive enlightenment, massive empowerment. I suggested to everybody to look into it. Like, even if you don't know about it or just look into it, you're going to gain power because the moment you get out and you look at the sun, just look at the sun. Just look at the sun.
And look at
Just
the
have to look at the sun.
horizon. Look at the water
The
surfaces
water
everywhere you
surface,
go. Yeah.
we don't need to make proofs or whatever to prove that the earth is, no, just look at the nonsense of the element that he gave us to believe that we're the big. You're gonna say it doesn't make sense. That the waters, the stars, the parallax, there's a lot of it. Just an airplane. How do you want to land an airplane on the Earth that's rotating and tilted and moving and
Well,
like
that's the part that I never have understood, because they say the atmosphere moves
yeah,
with the earth. So if it moves with the earth, you won't feel the movement of the earth. But does that make any sense at all? And I'm
If you
sure it has been debunked at all levels by
you know,
the flat earthers.
why do you think in parks when you're kids you go in park and they have those round thing that goes around and around and around?
Merry-go-arounds,
Yeah,
yes.
the merry-go-round, the merry-go-round. You know, it's to
Yes.
make us believe that we're all the merry-go-rounds. It's all subliminal. It's the same thing. All those, those. And I don't know if the people that are in charge of that are really aware of what they're doing, but it's all subliminal. Why do you think there's so much signs and symbols? If you think we're talking bullshit here about our subliminal stuff, just look around all the signs and symbols in society. It's crazy the amount of symbols, like they mean something, they generate something in a vibrational field. It affects you subliminally, not consciously, because consciously you look at it and it might not represent nothing to you, the Texaco sign or the Enron sign or the ExxonMobil or whatever, but they all
Yeah.
mean something. They all generate vibration, and
And
that's why
then,
we
yeah, and
yeah
then it goes all the way on the stage, and it goes all the way on the to the Oscar nominations. It goes all the way to presidential nominations.
yeah
It goes it's at all levels possible. So, what do we do as awake humanity to wake up all the way to our own core, so we are not affected by it? Because once we set our minds and our souls on the infinite, limitless potential that we are as gods living on earth, then we can shift that for humanity. Because right now, my prayer is not ever again only for me, for for this finite self
yeah
or personality anymore. Every prayer that I have is like, okay, I am the presence of harmony in this body, in all bodies, and in the entire body of humanity and life on earth. It's
and
like constantly affirming. And once we start affirming the bigger, the more unlimited oneness within ourselves, then we can shed light into the darkness that we never thought we have any control over.
Yeah, and I want to maybe close on something, Mar. I want to go back on your just the people that told you you were feminist and all that,
Yeah.
and just give my insight on that. It's completely ridiculous and ludicrous to assume that Mar Queen is a feminist. I totally disagree with that. She is one of the most wonderful women I ever met in my life, and she's shining bright. And if we would have more women like you, the world would change instantly, because women are so much closer to enlightenment than men. Women should change the radically the face of this planet Earth fast. And if we have more women empowered like you to speak out, wow, wow. So feminist, first of all, is just a movement that's been created by those maniacs to create separation, because I don't feel separate from a feminine standpoint or a masculine. I'm not masculine, I'm not feminine. Yeah, I have a body, that's a body I have, but my soul is oneness, and it's not feminine, masculine, or anything. So if you attach importance to you being a masculine presence and all strong in your masculine power, and then you're gonna probably shut down women around you, or in a way that you're gonna be try to elevate yourself higher than them. But if you think that women are women and men are on the same level, and we are one, and a man and a woman is just a man and a woman, well, you don't think feminism and stuff like that. It's never crossed. Why? Me, when I came in contact with that information gave me, it never crosses my mind. I never thought about it that you would be a feminist, like, because it's not programmed in my mind. So,
No,
but
it's almost like saying that you're a communist or you're a
yeah,
feminist. Those are all the made up stories. And to just clarify that again, it really, I'm always only talking about the feminine. I'm not talking about woman or
no,
man.
exactly. Talk
I'm
about the
talking about
feminine.
the feminine that has been systematically killed within all of us. And that's what needs to wake up, whether you have a male body or a female body. The feminine has to wake up to balance the world. That's all.
That's it. When enough feminine awake they stop. First of all, the big problem is a lot of women attached to what's been happening to women for eons, the suppression and all that. So that's part of the mind game, the mind control also. But once you break out of this, you end up on YouTube speaking your mind like Mark Queen. It's wonderful. Like, we should have more women like you for sure. So I encourage that big time. Jennifer also is doing a very great. I'm very proud of her. Very yeah, I get only nice words. Like, I want to see that more for sure. It's what we need, people to wake up. So
We need to balance the energies on this earth,
yeah,
and that's a part of the awakening, to bring that to a balance. Because as I said in that video also, the masculine in his power, is completely loving and protective. The
that's it.
feminine in its power is not just all about softness, it's also very strong, and we are complementary forces for each other.
I think me, that's what I get from women are very, very strong. Women are so strong. Women are stronger than men because, first of all, I could never give birth. I could never give birth. I could never give birth. Like, I seen my wife go through that pain 2 times. To me, it was like I could never stand that. It's just this part of the pain body, just the pain body you go through when you give birth should put you in touch with the creator right away as a woman, right
And it
away,
does.
right away.
And it
As
does.
you give birth, you should be in touch because you have massive pain body. And when you have pain body, it might wake you up. So that's why women are so much closer to enlightened men than men
I
because of the pain
Yeah,
body.
that's right, and I don't believe that, because if the women, because of giving birth, they were closer to creation, then they would have already started huge, huge revolutions all over the world. And we don't see women coming around just because of that to do anything really important. The same women that give birth are jumping on all these macho, masculine, over exaggerated men all over the world that are dropping bombs and creating wars all over the world. They're assisting these men by making food for them, not saying no to them, by giving sex to them. So those women are as off as any man is.
I totally agree with you, but I was talking in an ideal world, in a world that every woman, whoop, giving birth is enlightened. But that's what should awake people is the pain body. That's what I mean. Me, that's what had happened to me. I had a major, major knee accident. That's what woke me up to start living my life. But once you, especially just your menstruation cycle every month is painful. I never had menstruation. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me. But
Doesn't have to be painful also.
it has to be painful also. So women are. We should look up to women so much in our society, but we've been programmed the other way, and that's why we live in a matrix. But we
Well,
should.
that's why most of the hospital births are happening in the hospital system, which is the elite systems of creating births right now. I mean, in the older model, a woman could be in complete ecstasy giving birth. But
Yeah,
that's whole another discussion that we can have, because most of our subscribers and beautiful friends on this plane, they have asked us not to make too long of shows because
yeah.
everyone is really busy. So we wanted to at least keep this show a little bit shorter, but make a point of talking about that as a man and as a woman. How
I
about
think
that?
it's important. The next show maybe we'll touch the subject on
Okay,
that, and that was
beautiful.
interesting. So we're gonna let you go on that. That was Yannick for the Truman Show with Mark Queen. Pleasure to share our vibes. That's why we come here, not to create entertainment, but to share the vibes and
Thank you,
share our
everyone.
knowledge. Share who
Lots of
we are.
lots of love and blessings.
We're sharing who we are, first of all.
Yes, love and
Okay.
blessings at all levels.
Bless up. We're out.
Blessings.